Hello, welcome to Shivin Solutions. Today in this video we will solve 2020 JAM Chemistry. First we will discuss from question 1 to 10. In this video we are going to discuss question 1 to 10 in the JAM 2020 Chemistry. Let's start. The first question is the graph that represents temperature entropy variation of a Carnot cycle is. This is the pressure volume curve for the Carnot cycle. First process, A to B process. A to B process is isothermal expansion. Isothermal expansion means temperature remains constant, entropy increases. Second process, B to C. B to C is adiabatic expansion. Okay, during adiabatic expansion what happened? Temperature decreases, entropy remain constant. Next process, C to D, that is isothermal compression. During isothermal compression, temperature remain constant and entropy decreases. And last one, D to A, that process is adiabatic compression. Adiabatic compression means temperature increases, entropy remain constant. Okay, if you apply these ideas into a temperature entropy graph, first process is A, temperature remain constant and S increases, so it will be like this, A to B. Okay, then next temperature decreases, S remain constant, so B to C will be like this. Next process, temperature constant, S decreases, so it will be like this. Okay, D. And last process, temperature increases, it will S remain constant, so it will be like this. So this is the temperature entropy curve, so the answer is option B, second option. Question number 2. For the radical chain reaction below, the correct classification of step 2 and 3 is respectively. So these are the steps given in the questions. You can see the first step. This is chain free radical initiation step. Okay, this is initiation step. First step is chain initiation. Okay, so because during the first step what happened, one of the molecules should convert to a free radical. Okay, here bromine is converted to a free radical. This is the chain initiation step. Here onwards this bromine starts the reaction. So this, you can see this Br dot is reacting with this free radical, is reacting with an H2 to become HBr, and remaining is H dot. This is chain propagation. Okay, and here you can see H dot is again reacting with Br2 to give another Br dot. Okay, this is also a propagation step. This is also a propagating step because this is not stopping here. This reaction is not stopped here. Okay, so the termination step will be like this. Okay, during the termination step it should stop. Okay, so it will be one Br dot and H dot react to give you HBr. Okay, if this is the reaction given, then it is the chain termination step. Okay, So this is the initiation step. These two are propagation step. This is chain termination step. So the steps 2 and 3 are chain propagation step. So the answer is option C, chain propagation step. Question number 3. Salt bridge in a galvanic cell allows the flow of, first option ion but not electron, both ions and electrons. Third option electron but not ion. Option D, neither ion nor electron. So in this picture you can see this picture of a galvanic cell. You can see this is a salt bridge. Salt bridge only allows the flow of ions, not allow the flow of electrons. Only it is only used for the flow of ions. So the answer is option A. Question number 4. The nucleobase not found in DNA is thymine, uracil, guanine, adenine. This is the structure of DNA. You can see the easy thing to remember this one is A, T, G, C. Remember these wordings, A, T, G, C. Adenine always form bond with thymine and guanine form bond with cytosine. So the answer is option B, uracil. Okay, uracil is not found in DNA. Option B. Now question number 5. The correct statement for the following structures is, these are the structures given. So you can see in all the options, first option is like this, 1, 2, 3 are resonance structures. Second option is 1, 2 are resonance structures, whereas C is an isomer of 1 and 2. C is 1 and 3 are resonance structures, whereas 2 is an isomer of 1 and 3. Okay, in all these options, the relation is given as resonance structures. So you can see if we have a resonance structure, the positions of this hydrogen should not change. Okay, in all these you can see these two hydrogens are nearer to each other. Okay, one is in carbon and another one is on nitrogen. Okay, here this hydrogen is on carbon and this hydrogen is on not the nearby carbon, it is at the second position. In this structure you can see all the two hydrogens are on same carbon. Okay, so we can't say these are resonance structures. If we are drawing the resonance structures, the position of atoms should not change. Okay, only the electrons should change. So these are not the resonance structures. You can see it from here itself. So the answer is option 4. They are only isomers. So the answer is option 4. Question number 6. The correct order of boiling point of compound 1 to 4 is. Okay, let's see how to solve this. These are the options given. So these are the molecules given. So we should arrange these molecules in the increasing order of boiling point. So what is the factor which influence the boiling point of these alcohols or ethers? The thing is hydrogen bonding. Okay, if they can form strong hydrogen bonding, then the boiling point will be high, because the attractive force between two molecules will be high. If they have hydrogen bonding, intramolecular hydrogen bonding between them, then the boiling point will be definitely high. That is the idea. So we should find out the order of hydrogen bonding ability. Okay, so you can see it here. This is a primary alcohol. Okay, this is primary and this is also primary. This is secondary. Okay, the hydrogen bonding ability will be higher for primary. This is an ether, so it can't form hydrogen bonding. So definitely it will have very low boiling point. There is no hydrogen bonding between these molecules. So let's compare 1, 3 and 4. Here if you compare 1, 3 and 4, you can see this is a secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol can't form hydrogen bond effectively. So this is we should compare. So these two species 1 and 3 will have high boiling point. Okay, so this will have least. So now compare 1 and 3. You can see This is primary and this is also primary, but this is a branched system. So if bulkiness increases, the hydrogen bonding ability decreases. So this is the less hindered species and it's a primary species. So it will have high hydrogen bonding ability, and the order will be 1 will have high boiling point, then 3, then 4, then 2. So this will be the order of hydrogen bonding. So the answer is option C. Question number 7. One of the product of hydrolysis of calcium phosphide at 25 degrees Celsius is. Options. First option phosphine, second option phosphoric acid, third phosphorus pentoxide, fourth one white phosphorus. Ca3P2 is reacting with H2O. Okay, so you can see, if we compare the electronegativity of these two species, the calcium will have, this is the electropositive and this will have electronegative, because electropositivity is comparatively higher for calcium. So it will prefer to attack the negative charged species. Water will split as OH and H plus. Okay, so this OH species will go along with this calcium and H plus go along with this phosphorus. So that is what happens. So what is the product? CaOH twice plus PH3. So that will be the product. So the answer will be phosphine, PH3. So that is the answer for this one. So the answer is option A, phosphine. Question number 8. Treatment of phosphoric acid with concentrated sulfuric acid is. Options CO and H2O, CO2 plus H2, third option HCHO plus half O2, fourth option no product, no reaction. So simple reaction, because we are treating sulfuric acid is a strong acid, it has high affinity towards water, we know that. So from any organic molecule it will remove water. Okay, if sulfuric acid remove water from this, so what is the product we will get? So H2O is removed, so CO plus H2O is removed. Okay, so that is the product. So answer is option A. Question number 9. The d orbitals involved in the hybridization to form square planar and trigonal bipyramidal geometries are respectively. For square planar systems, the hybridization will be like this. If we are talking about d block elements, it will be 3D, 4s, 4p. Okay, so for square planar systems it will be dsp2 hybridization. The d orbital involved in this hybridization is dx square y square. Okay, this d orbital is dx square y square for dsp hybridized square planar molecules. Okay, this d orbital involved is dx square y square. For tetrahedral, for trigonal bipyramidal, system, if we have 3D, 4s, 4p, 4d. For this one, we will have sp3d hybridization. Okay, for this sp3d hybridization, the orbital involved is d z square. This orbital will be d z square orbital. Okay, so for square planar molecule, the d orbital involved is dx square y square, and for triangle bipyramidal system, the d orbital involved is dz square system. So these are the two d orbitals involved in the hybridization. So the answer is option C. Question number 10. The amino acid with R configuration is. These are the options given. Let's see how can we do the R and S nomenclature. For this one, the first number will be for this one 1, 2, 3. So this is clockwise, but hydrogen is in the horizontal position, so it should be S. Okay. So for this one, the first number for this one 1, 2, 3. Because we have sulfur here, we in this case the configuration will be like this: OH and CH2S. Okay, so while numbering, we have two oxygen here, but you should give the preference to atomic number. Sulfur has high atomic number than oxygen, so it should be sulfur first. So 1, 2 and 3. So this is the order. It is the anti-clockwise direction, but hydrogen is in the horizontal position, so it will be R. Here 1, 2, 3 clockwise direction, but hydrogen is here, lower priority group at horizontal position, so it will be S. In this case also 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here we have a sulfur here, but sulfur is not directly attached to this carbon, so we should give preference to this one 1, 2 and 3 clockwise direction, but hydrogen is here, so this is S. So the answer is option 2. This will give you the R configuration. So these are the 10 questions. Now let's see in the next video. If you have any doubts, you can approach in the comment section or in the number given in your videos.